16 of that, ladies.
It's Cinco De Mayo.
Happy Cinco de
love
Mayo, everyone. We are joined today with our MEOWgaritas and our beautiful friends from Cat Behavior Alliance, two of the most brilliant, lovely, great, amazing,
the dynamic duo
Rita and Linda.
with Cat Behavior Alliance.
Cat Behavior.
Woo-hoo, I have my.
Of course, you've got it in a cat cup.
It's just wine cooler.
Put it up there so we can see that little cat.
Yeah, show the cat.
Oh, look at that.
Yes.
One of my clients gave that to me.
Aww.
I love
That's
it.
beautiful.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everyone.
Meow.
My friend RJ gave me that one. I really liked it. I'm like, yeah, it's Cinco de Mayo.
Go de
So
Meow.
Linda can't enjoy a cocktail with us today. She's recovering.
Yes.
She's been down with the illness. But you're such a super trooper for being here.
Yes, thank you.
I'm doing so much better. I really am.
You sound good.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
look
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Oh,
We did
thank
one-
you, darling. Keep
We
it
did one
coming.
Monday when she was so sick, and then there was the intro, so we had the real one today, and she's like, "Did we talk to these guys?" I'm like, "Yeah, you even took notes."
This sounds
Oh.
vaguely familiar, like when someone mentions a movie you saw 20 years ago, and it's like, yeah, kinda. Like,
It was so
was
sick
I
that day.
there?
Maybe. Oh my God. Thank you both for taking time to be with us today. I'm
Thank
so
you.
excited because I think the more that we learn about feline behavior, the more we realize that feline behaviorists are truly one of the most underutilized resources for all of us cat parents in our cat care toolkits.
Yeah.
And you guys really are bringing such an incredible light to this whole situation. And I want everyone to stay tuned, you guys, because at the end of this, you're going to find out how to get a free consultation with these beautiful
Lovely ladies.
Okay, so I'm not sure that everyone realizes that feline behaviorists aren't just like your cool cat friend that knows how to speak cat or whatever. There's a lot that goes into this, and you guys have both been trained and certified. Can you guys talk a little bit about what all goes into it?
And can you actually talk to us with these? Adrian, so for listeners, Adrian has a big taco on her head.
Yeah.
And I've got a sombrero on my head.
Yeah.
I'm loving it just way too much. I just wish you'd sent a memo. I'm sure we could have scrounged something up somewhere to add.
I
to
want
that.
the taco hat.
I
love
was
the
going to
taco
say I
hat.
wanted the taco. Okay, I'll
No,
take some of
I
that.
love
The
the taco.
taco is the best, but yeah.
So,
I will tell
Linda, do you
you.
want to talk about our certification?
Yes, well, I will
Otherwise,
tell
we're
you.
going to talk over
A
each
lot,
other.
I know, and talk about tacos. I will tell you that a lot of my education came from spending time with Rita and her cats. When you have a cat, hopefully you pay attention to your cat and you learn about your cat. But cats'
I have a
personalities
PETA cat right here now.
cat's personalities are just as different as people's. You can literally have 20 cats in your house and have none of them be like, oh yeah, this
That's
one
true.
and this one are just like. Thank you, Madison set up a free consult to help out with Da Vinci and Bolu. Yay.
Yes.
So being around all those cats and then watching her, it was instinct to her at this point. I found it fascinating. She sees something, she'll, I look at that tail, he's getting upset, or oh, look at those ears. Or I love, we're sitting on the couch and we're always watching a movie and eating something. And somebody starts looking like they're not going to get happy with the other, and her butt just kind of does this auto slide down to the floor, and she sits in between them and pets them. So she is what opened my eyes and how I became fascinated. It's like, wait, you understand what your cats are saying? You can, alleviate these problems. It's not all just such a mystery, right?
Right.
When I owned Just for Cats Pet Sitting, I was already doing some behavior counseling before I ever got certified, because I've had at least 6 cats since 2003. I've had at least 4 cats since 1998. So I've always had multiples. And as I did rescue work and volunteer work, my numbers have grown. I now have 17. I don't take in anymore. But anyway, I would say things to Linda like, don't people know this is obvious? And she's like, no, it's not obvious. It's obvious to you because you live it. So for a long time, I really didn't realize I had something to offer.
Exactly.
Until
yes.
Linda said, you really need to do this more. And then my editors at Catster, Melissa Kaufman and Annie Butler, said, you guys really need to stop the pet sitting side and concentrate on the behavior side, because there's just no one in that space right now.
And it's such an important space.
It is a really important space.
Yeah.
And like Adrian said, so underutilized. People, most of us do just think our cats are a mystery. Like, you know, I mean, we even say, like, when it's like, why does my cat do A, B, or C? We'll be like, because cat.
Because
Like-
cat, I see it all the time. You know, because cat, yeah.
Because they're a cat, right?
Like I can never shut my bedroom door because, you know, cats.
We went and
And
got
I-
certified from ABC, Animal
Yes.
Behavior College. Steve Applebaum, he was on our podcast, 19 Cats and Counting, and he offered me, he said, I'll give you a scholarship if you'll take the cat training course and evaluate it for me, and you know, you'll get certified that way. So then I was thinking, Linda was kind of like my sidekick at the time, and I really didn't
Your
want that.
assistant.
Yeah. After we sold Just for Cats Pet Sitting, I wanted her to be more my partner. So I said, look, Steve gave this to me for free. Why doesn't the company buy you? And then we got a twofer, right? We paid for one, we get two. And we did learn some things in terminology during the certification process, but mostly it was just re-emphasizing that we already knew what we were talking about. It was just like reassurance that, yeah, we do know what we're talking
In
about.
certain terminology.
Yeah.
You know, there were things, there were things that would come up and she'd call me and go, did you in stage 2, blah, blah, blah. I do that. I didn't know I was doing it, but
That's what it's called.
But this is
I didn't know I knew what I knew, but I do.
Exactly.
You too, Linda. Linda now
Yes.
has 12 cats, so she's not that far behind me. And it took me a while to convince her that she knew as much as I did.
Yeah, exactly.
It's really interesting how many, and not even just behavior problems. Like, you can solve so many things with behavior, with, I mean, even, you know, you think about the stress issues that cats are going through. Like, you guys take it from the cat's perspective. You help the cat parent be able to better understand it from the cat's perspective. And then just by doing that, by your cat being able to realize that you understand them and that you guys can build a relationship, that reduces the risk of disease too. Like,
for
it's
sure.
overall health when you are attacking that. And attack's not the right word, but approaching that approaching that emotional level.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, especially because we often hear from people who think that their cat peed on their pillow because they're mad at them, right?
You took that right out of my
ran
mouth.
out of bait. I knew it. We tend to do that. We have this connection, but you know, it's like I ran out of temptations and my cat peed on my pillow. No. And how hard is it to empathize and work for good when you think the being you're dealing with is a jerk, right? Who
Or
pooped
a
on your
demon.
pillow, or
It's a revengeful demon.
Yes. There's no. This is my favorite thing that doesn't go off well. If your couch has just been torn up by your cat, and I say there is no naughty cat, your cat is not naughty. That doesn't always go well because you're like, but my couch. But everything cats do is out of instinct. There has never. I swear to you, I will put everything on it. I'm telling you, there has never been a cat in history that was vengeful, spiteful, out to get you.
Their strongest instinct is survival.
So true. And I think that's something, when you can understand that, it helps people be more compassionate. We have people that reach out to it all the time saying, my cat's being an asshole. My cat did this. Or
doing it out of spite.
We tend to humanize behaviors, right? Like, if my Uncle Bob, you know, peed on my pillow, I'd be like, that son of a bitch, right? Right? But my cat is doing it for a different reason. Linda, you shared, we've met a couple times, and one of the other times that we were talking, you mentioned the numbers. I think this is so important for us to understand, to really get a grip on why this is such an important resource that you guys provide. Talk a little bit about the numbers, the reality, the sad reality that's out there right now, when we humans think that our cats are doing something that can't be fixed, and they're just little jerks. Tell us what happens to those babies.
I did the math. I looked to see how many cats were surrendered every year, and then what percentage of those were surrendered simply for behavior problems. So for the U.S. alone, just the U.S., we're just a small part of the world, although sometimes we forget that. And just shelters, we're not counting private rescues, we're not counting I kicked you out of my house or I gave you to my brother. In just U.S. shelters alone, every year, 134,400 cats are surrendered for a behavior issue.
Wow.
Say that number one more time.
1,3,400. 134,400. See, you made me say it twice. Can you imagine? Can you try to picture that many cats?
It's
and the thing too is we can't.
Like you said, those are the ones that are going back to the shelter, not the ones that are just kicked out, which are all, I mean, we have people that drop cats, like our customers, they're like, the cats are being dumped here in, rural areas. A lot of times cats are dumped all the time, and they just end up taking them in and trying to get them fixed and trying to get them, nurse back to health or find them a home or keep them because they need a home. Right.
Yeah. Yes.
The issue too, I think I've seen it, at different shelters. We try not to shop for our cats. Going to a shelter would be a disaster for me, but they'll put a little tag on that cage that says not for kids, aggressive, not for, I think that the numbers of those cats that are returned for behavioral issues and literally they know. One of our cats, it was a cat that was going to be brought to a shelter because of the behavior issue, and we knew he was going to be euthanized. There was just no way around that. So, and you guys live your passion, and I think it's part of what probably motivates you guys to do this. You guys rescue the senior cats, the special needs cats. Talk a little bit about your motivation. I mean, how much you see what you do changing things and how you realize the impact that it can have.
Are you going to cry?
I was getting
if I can speak to that.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Rita, working with rescues and getting all these cats, I'm sure has plenty of good stories for this one.
Well, it's just, I started volunteering. I already had a boatload of cats. I think I had 8 at the time.
Did you say a boatload or a buttload?
A boatload.
Yeah, a buttload. Okay, I like that. I started after the death of my Sadie kitty that I wrote a book about, Sadie's heart. I started volunteering with a rescue in Los Angeles, going to the weekend adoption events at Petco between all my cat sitting. And the lady that owned Save a Life Rescue at the time, she's now retired. They had 800 cats at their rescue. 800. Okay. There's no way in where all those cats are going to find a home. Yeah. But, she was, people on the street giving them away. She would take them because she knew they probably weren't going to get good homes. The ones that speak to my heart, the ones that are going to be euthanized in the shelter because there's no space. I took in 2 of those last year. One just passed away. But 2 15-year-olds, their human died. And the family didn't want the cats, and they ended up in the shelter. And that happens more than you know. It just breaks my heart that these cats that have had a loving home for all these years, I felt safe and secure. Suddenly, the world has dropped out from beneath them. And I have the chills just thinking about it right now. That's my motivation.
Oh, I love you.
I'm going to cry. I'm going to cry now.
You're going to
cry. No, but it is, I mean, it's so true, especially when, and actually that's just totally off topic, but you think about, like, we've talked about, like, putting our cats into our, like, will and so that we know that they are in good hands. Cause it's hard. Yes. Like you don't know what's going to happen. None of us know, when our last day is, and we're, and we're all our cats have. So it's a sad.
Encourage you to do that because we see a lot of that. Yeah. One of the cats Rita has, they called them Smoochie and Sunny were 3 weeks.
Smoochie and Sunny. Yeah.
They were found
Sunny's
3
past
weeks in
now,
the
but
ditch.
Smoochie and Sunny were 4 weeks old. They were found in a ditch. They think they were hit by a car or thrown out of a car or something. No mom around. Smoochie had a dangling rear leg. So the director of the shelter here called me. I know her through my mom who runs the Humane Society here in Lancaster, South Carolina. And she said, well, we've got a 4-week-old here that's going to be euthanized if you don't take her. Can you take her? What am I going to say? No. So then, and her brother's here. Her brother's gone with Wanda. And I'm like, no, if I have to take in a 4-week-old cat and keep her sequestered, I want the brother too. So I
Had
took
you
them
not
both in.
taken Smoochie was going to be euthanized
Euthanized,
because
yeah.
they don't have the resources to put into medically fixing this leg. So
They don't have the budget. They don't have the resources to take care of cats like that. So if they've got an illness, a disease, a physical deformity, those are the first to get euthanized.
Yeah.
as our
And
behavior
age,
cats.
too. And behavior.
Yes.
A lot of time cats are deemed aggressive. They're not aggressive at all. They're scared.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, thank you for
I'll
that.
give you a real quick, easy one. Every time I leave and go away for work trip, my cat poops on my pillow to punish me.
No.
Do you want to know why your cat pooped on your pillow? Because cats pooping is a self-soothing mechanism.
That's right.
And your pillow smells, I'm going to cry now, your pillow smells more like you than anything. And your cat missed you so much that he went and pooped on your pillow. And I know you don't appreciate that. I don't either. I don't want to cry.
And there's other reasons that cats poop on the bed, but when it happens when you're out of town, it is not.
Yes, it happens every time I go to town, and they're gonna surrender the cat because the cat loves them too much. And there are things we can do to help with it. But exactly, that's my biggest thing is trying to make people understand how the cat sees it by humanizing it. Rita says I'm the queen of analogies. I love giving analogies to connect it with human thought to make them connect.
Linda's really good at stories and analogies.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love
my
this.
father's
Speaking of
gift.
analogies, Rob said, my good man Rob here, he said he's a little, he's in awe and perhaps a little in fear of our aggressive headwear. But he also he said after learning that cats and dogs are the psychological and emotional equivalent of a 2 to 4 year old child, I've had great success, a great deal of success with understanding my two cats' behavior and individual personalities. That being said, there's still a couple of ungrateful freeloaders.
Yes, I read that. I was cracking up. Yes, exactly. Yes.
Linda's always telling me that having these cats, because I've never had human children. She's like, don't let anybody tell you you don't know how to be a mom, because you do.
Don't let anybody tell you don't have kids, because my favorite thing is to listen to her as she feeds the cats, and I just sit lazily on the couch and listen because it's funny. And you hear, what? You have the same thing your brother does. Why do you want this? Stop. Did he take your food? I'm sorry. Why do you liked this yesterday? What's wrong with it today? And I'm dying, about to pee on her sofa, laughing so hard because it's everything I've ever said to my human children. Ever. Get off your brother's plate.
Is it true that the cats are have an equivalent, like emotional equivalent of a 2 to 4 year old?
I would say probably more like 4-year-old, because they're pretty smart. They're pretty savvy.
They understand a whole lot.
They have great memories.
Have you ever, you guys, Jay and Adrian, have you ever spoken like a full sentence to one of your cats and they went and did what you said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Isn't it spooky?
Yes.
It is.
It is.
This happened.
No, but I mean, they will hear, like, literally, especially Twister. He's our 18-year-old. He will hear us talking about the VET appointment, and he will, like,
go to the top of the overlook catwalk. You need a ladder
where you have to get a ladder to get up.
Like, I'm going to take a nap right here.
But he doesn't do that. But he doesn't do it, and he all the time. He doesn't do that. It's only when he knows that we're going to have to try to take him to the.
They're so stinking smart. They really are.
They watch us so closely and they memorize our every move. Some months back, I had to shut my bedroom door to change my clothes. My son was home, and as I said, I don't shut my door because cats. And so Subra immediately decided she wanted to leave, because as I'm, half naked, and she went over to the door. She got up on the dresser next to the doorknob, and she had both paws. She knew exactly how. Now she's lacking opposable thumbs, so
she couldn't do it
for her, but she totally understood the mechanics. They watch everything. When we say watch what you say in front of your children, watch what you say in front of your feline children too. And do.
Our Jack loves to open up doors.
He can open the doorknob.
But even
we have video of it.
What they understand, and he's only 2. What they understand, Jay came in one day, and all the kitchen cabinets were open. He was like, "Oh my gosh!"
And Adrian was out of town. Adrian was out of town. I stepped outside in the backyard, which is our backyard. It's all windows, so I could see in. So I would have seen if somebody had walked in there. And I come back in, and the cabinets are just wide open, and I'm like,
oh my God.
Okay, that's a little freaky. It never happened before. And Jack jumps up on the counter, and I'm like, Jack, did you do that? Can you show me how you did that? And because I had already closed him, he jumps down, he grabs it, and he jumps and it opens it for me again to really show me how to do that. And he showed me.
And he showed you because you told him.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, let's do this. I'm so excited about the work that you guys do. Can you guys share with everybody a couple of the really common issues or challenges that cat parents face, and what are some of the issues that you really help them work through?
I think one of the most prevalent calls we get is about introducing a new cat to the household. Especially, we get people that have multi cats because they're not scared to come to us because they know we do. So we get a lot of that, or we get people that have been living with each cat in a separate room for like 3 years and they're sick of it, right? Linda, what are some of the other things that we get?
Yeah, we had a couple of that were sleeping. It's like, God bless them. I mean, you've got to love these people that will go to these lengths in their lives for their cats, because not everybody will. But one of them slept in the guest room with one cat. One of them slept in the bedroom. 8 months they didn't sleep together. They're back in bed. We're all good now. But, inappropriate urination, defecation, and aggressiveness, I think, are the two we definitely see the most. It's, we're like, oh, it's another one, introductions and stuff. But we've been getting a few more proactive, which really excites me.
Oh yeah, that man in Canada that bought his cat an iPad, so just for the cat, so the cat could play games.
I love him so much. He just wanted to know how to be the best cat dad in the world.
Yeah,
he just wanted to know, yes, right? We were dying the whole time. I'm like, I love you so much, dude. You don't even know. He heated blankets and this cat's in paradise. Let me tell you, this cat is
paradise. I love it.
It goes to the job puns.
We've been getting some calls from pregnant women who want to hold on to their cats and want to know how to prepare for when the baby comes home.
Yes.
Which is awesome because so many people just give up their cats as soon as they get pregnant.
So true. They're so scared.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is, and how do you help work through that issue with them?
We talk about scent swapping. Scent is a big one. You ladies know scent is a big one. And so we said, I think it was one of your podcasts that you talked about marking furniture with the cat scent new furniture. That is exactly what you do. You take, before that crib comes in the house, you take something, you rub those pheromones, you put them on that crib.
Those happy cheek pheromones.
Yes, those happy cheek pheromones. So now the cat's not coming and going, all right, what is this? What is this new thing? I'm going to have to spray it, especially new mothers get pretty crazy about, you sprayed where my child is going to be.
Well, and there's those old wives' tales about cats stealing the breath. That's not true.
Yes,
it's just
exactly.
Not true.
Yes. We another scent thing is to, I tell moms to pack a receiving blanket in there, go to hospital. When baby is born, wrap the baby. Now, when your partner goes home, we're going to take that receiving blanket home. We're going to lay it somewhere that the cat visits. So now the cat has already got the scent of baby before baby ever even comes home.
Yeah. Wow.
That's how much that mitigates that scary piece of that for people.
Yeah. And for the cat, I mean, that like you're changing up its world, right? You clean. A lot of people, like, they end up, I feel like they make the mistake of like moving the litter box somewhere else, or they create a whole new nursery, and the cat,
a room the cat can't go suddenly.
Right. And they're keeping the door closed because they don't want the cats or the cat hair in there or something like that, and it's like, that freaks out the cat. That's like, what are you hiding from me? Like, I live with you,
Exactly. Yes. Yeah.
And then there's no scent of the cat in there, Linda. So that's why she says and I agree, you get the scent of the cat on some cloth, you rub it on the furniture that's in the nursery, and the cat, then he'll smell it and go, oh, I've been here.
Yeah, this is mine, and this is nothing abnormal, right? I don't see anything new. And, we talk about taking it slowly. Of course, we're not just going to leave them alone to see what happens, but chances are, and to think the best and you be calm. Talk about ways to calm them and, and work these things up. And a big one is when you're sitting on the couch, as every human parent knows, all the hours we spend on a couch in the middle of the night at 3 a.m., this is the time to pet your cat with your other hand, okay? This is the time, if you've got a fetch cat, to throw that, to include the cat and bonding with the cat while you're bonding with your baby, feeding them. Yeah. Don't ignore your cat to take care of your baby.
No, I agree. Also, our cats have their own iPad.
I love you. Of course they do.
They do. It's like the mouse for cats or the fishies game.
Yeah.
And then there's
Friday
the
will come and she'll just
the
be like
critters,
scratch and be like,
critter crawler.
excuse me, I'm ready for my game now, please.
Yeah,
Thank
she'll
you.
scratch
That's
off,
awesome.
turn it on.
Love you guys.
Sometimes
love you.
she FaceTimes a friend or something. I'm like, who are
That
you
has
calling? Anyway, how often do you guys find yourself telling cat parents to talk to their cats?
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Tell
feel
them praise, when the cats, especially if you're integrating two cats, when they're together and there's nothing bad happening, give them a treat. And Linda likes to say, praise them like they just cured cancer.
Yes,
Talk
like
to
you
them,
would
sweet
treat that
voice.
person. Yep.
amazing.
Oh, baby, good. Oh, you're such a good baby. Oh my gosh, you're such a good baby.
I still do that with my cats,
Of course,
One's in the
yes.
litter box, and I know he goes in the litter box regularly. But if I'm sitting there scooping and they go and oh, good, sweetie pie,
Yeah.
reinforce that good behavior.
Yes.
Yes.
Catch them being good.
Well, and that's really how to train a cat, right? Is by positive reinforcement. Like
Exactly.
to get them to, I think that's
Exactly.
do you guys deal with a lot of grieving cats? Like I find myself telling people to talk to their cats when they've just lost a cat and they're really worried about their other cat that was left behind, right?
Yes.
And it's like, talk to them. I always say, like, because we've been through it, right? So for me, it's like, let's talk about this situation and how this feels and how I feel and how you must feel. And I'm really sorry. And like, let's have a conversation. They understand more than we give them credit.
Yes,
they do.
Well, Jay, if I saw you in tears collapse because you just lost somebody you loved, do you think I'd just walk away from you? I mean, my arms would be around you in a heartbeat.
Wow.
We don't owe our cats any less because, in fact, we owe them more because we can't explain to them what happened. When my son-in-law passed in 2020 and then my daughter moved in with her 4 cats, we saw grief that just broke me. Just especially Inky. That Inky and Daddy were two. He flipped that cat, and they were just ridiculous together. And Inky would roam the house at night moaning. I don't even know how better to explain that awful sound, but it ripped my heart out of my chest.
And we had a client couple too that told us they had lost a cat and their cat did likewise moaning, missing the other cat.
Yeah, we had that when our Scotch boy, him and Adrian got him and Mama, and they were bonded. They actually had kittens together when they were like 6 months old. But they were a bonded pair and snuggled together every night. And when she was 18, she passed. And suddenly it was
like we could do like the home euthanasia, and he knew kind of what was going on.
Yeah, it was like run to the vet and she's gone. And he did that. He moaned at night, and and it was so heartbreaking. He even went deaf for a short amount of time, which is I've never heard of that before.
Me neither.
I overworked his nerves, and you can get stress and anxiety can give you paralyzation.
Well, it can kill you.
It's crazy. It can kill you. It was probably an overload on the nerves, and it just shut off.
That's the best explanation I've ever heard, because I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I swear he did. Like, we would walk behind him and like clap really loud, and he wouldn't even twitch.
Yeah.
People have gone blind from stress.
But then it came back after we got through the grieving sessions. Yeah.
When Sadie died, when Sadie died, my trouble grieved because they were so bonded. I mean, he hid in the closet for quite a long time, and then his personality, he just never the same. He had a broken heart until he finally passed away about 5 years later.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was awful. He just was never the same.
I am fortunate that I have a backyard, because when one of my cats has to be euthanized, I bring them home and I set them in a box on the bed and I do a viewing. And, some cats will come in and sniff and leave looking really concerned. Others, when my Warren had a stroke and passed, Subra just kept circling the box, rubbing her pheromones on it. It was awful. I was a blubbering idiot. It was terrible. She was the most heartbreaking of my mourners. But others I just didn't see for a while. They were handling it in a different way. So you can't assume that your cat's not hurting just because they're not moaning. They may be handling it a different way. And then we often see behavior problems come out of it. As I said, pooping is a self-soothing mechanism. It's not the only cause for it. But if I'm really upset and I'm not getting over this and I'm not getting the help I need, so I'll just
just because your cats don't snuggle doesn't mean that they won't grieve when the other one's gone.
Yeah.
They will.
Yep. Yeah. Oh,
we've
absolutely. We've
seen-
seen that. We've seen that for sure.
I mean,
and I also think that pooping is soothing.
Yes.
It is. It
I mean,
is
for me,
Wait a
a
minute.
good cleansing.
We don't like it,
alcohol.
but
Oh, well, when we're never mind. Anyway,
little TMI there, Linda.
I have to add,
oh, love me a good poop.
speaking of entertaining humans here,
Linda, you self-soothe a lot then, because she's her whole innards have been reconfigured. So
I
she
don't have
doesn't
a large
large
intestine anymore. So I eat a go. I eat a go. I eat a go.
Oh,
wait a minute.
Everyone really wanted to know about that. What?
TMI.
that's very
You don't
interesting.
have
My,
a large intestine.
I don't. My
oh,
small
wow.
intestine is now hooked up to my behind.
Wow.
Been that way for like 8 years. It was a really hard adjustment at the beginning, but yes, I have no storage tank. Your large intestine's your storage tank, so I don't have.
Wow.
Linda's whole life is you could make a movie of the week out of it. I swear you could. And if you book a session with us, you'll hear about something.
Yes, we will tell you stories because I have no.
Some of the stories relate to behavior.
One of your podcast relations thing that you did when you were talking about and Jay's all talking about her tilted uterus and stuff, and I'm cracking and she's going, that's probably, I shouldn't just tell people this, and I'm like, that is 100% who I am.
Yeah.
That just shame in a tilted uterus, for gosh sake.
Yep.
There's no shame in my game, mamas. I just do
Linda's
me.
the talkative one between us, and if you see I'm interrupting some because that's the only way I get to have a word in.
She's learned. She's learned how to deal with me
It's
after
true.
all these years.
Trained each other.
Yes, we have. Very much so.
So our Pooh Bear just came in, and
This is
he
very
doesn't
special.
ever come in here. So unless it's
Wow.
times that he'll come in if
Do you wanna
we're
see
not
that?
in here. Sometimes if he's scared, if this is a safe space.
This is
But he
very-
doesn't come in here any other time, so he must really love your
I
voices.
take
That's
that as high
good.
praise. I take that as high
That
praise.
is high
And
praise.
what's better in the world than winning over a cat?
Oh,
That is the most
yes.
rewarding experience.
that's what I
mean,
loved about pet sitting. Cat sitting.
Yes. I mean, a dog, throw him a ball, give him a piece of chicken, whatever. But, one of our clients actually said, and it was a man, so don't men jump on me for bashing men. He said that cats are like women and dogs are like men.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Cats
that.
are a little mysterious. You got to figure them out. You got to really watch the body language. What they say isn't always what they mean. Man, scratch my butt and I love you. It's
True
feed me and give me a little scratch and I'm yours forever.
True
So,
statement.
yes. Rita had taken in a cat that had been so traumatized, and
Oh, Smokey.
I was thinking Rosie.
Oh,
And
Rosie. Yeah,
it
taking
bothers
a
me
few.
to this day. I came to visit her and I come in the apartment and she tells me she's finally gotten Rosie to stop hiding in the litter box and is now in her office.
She
Rosie
was
took
hiding in a
one-
Buddha dome litter box.
Rosie took one look at
Yeah.
me, looked like she was going to have a complete nervous
Uh-huh.
breakdown, and went and hid to the litter box. And I felt like I had stolen candy from a baby, right? I felt like the most hideous. It's still bothering me. This was so many years ago.
She's fine now. She's
I know.
awesome.
And she lets me pat her butt. She likes spankings. And so
She's
and the
very
first
out there.
time-
She sleeps on the bed now. She's a totally different cat.
The first time she let me touch her, I felt like I'd won the lottery.
Yes.
You trust me.
Yes. Oh my God, he's
That's the
just staring
hi,
at me.
baby.
Hi, baby.
Hey, guys.
Hi, what you doing, Kiki?
Oh, is it the happy?
I can't wait till we can meet your cats in person one of
I
these
know.
days.
Yes.
If we can ever travel again.
Well, he was scared
But-
of the hat.
But Pooh Bear was very much like that with us.
Mhm.
It was a really long journey. And I'll be honest with you, this is why I'm really passionate about feline behaviors.
Mhm.
We did not have this special tool in our toolkit when Pooh Bear came to us. And it was really traumatic for all of us. We knew that he would be euthanized at a shelter. We also knew that he could quite literally, and seemed like he
Kill our-
tried to kill our other cats.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't approach him without an overcoat and leather gloves on. I mean, he was just the picture of that scared cat that scares you.
Oh, God,
It's just
yes, I
like,
know.
how are we going to work through this? I mean, I just really feel like
And it took time, and
Yeah.
it took a
took
lot
more
of
time than it probably needed to had we. known you
had
back
we
then.
known that even a feline behaviorist existed, like
Yeah.
we didn't even know that was a thing. I love that you guys offer 2 for 1. I love it, that you get both of your perspectives, and you guys work together so well. Like
Yeah.
you speak together so well. You guys are just like great dynamic duo.
When you
We
come-
did a freebie the other day, the 15-minute, and the girl goes, oh, I didn't know I was going to get both of you. I'm like, yep, we do everything together.
Well, let's talk about that. Oh, go ahead.
Well, it's just, we have different perspectives. I mean, every once in a while, one of our
Sort
cats
of.
does something we've never seen. I have a great escape artist cat, and when he got stuck in the chimney trying to escape, where's that meowing coming
He opened
from?
the flue too. He
And the
opened
doors,
flue.
and was in the chimney. And it's not that he wants to be outside, because as soon as he does manage to escape, he'll sit by the window and meow, like, come get me. But then if you come get him, he wants to play the game. It's really bad. So that's his brother behind me. So yeah.
Oh, is that Paws? I was trying to decide if
Paws
that was
behind
Paws.
me. It's Deadpool's darker. So, and part of the problem is that my son-in-law named him Deadpool, which I think helped create his personality.
That cats live up to their names, and we've seen it even in behavior sessions. A cat named Rascal is a rascal, right?
And Sweetie Pie's a sweetie pie.
Well,
But
my sweetie pie can do no wrong. But anyway.
Exactly. But I remember Rita saying, I can't believe it, after all these years, you found something I haven't seen yet. And we have different experiences. I often use my daughter and son-in-law's cat Shadow, who's food obsessed and would literally do a drive-by and steal food out of her mouth. And how we tackled that, true story, scratched her, stole a piece of chicken right out of her mouth. But they called her the dumpster baby. She was found in a trailer park. She was socialized to humans because they were around, but no one fed her. She scrounged to eat, so she's panicked, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going to get food tomorrow.
That lack stays with them when it happens when they're kittens. Yeah. They don't outgrow that.
So we had to work on that, and and teach. And I use that story all the time. And had that not happened to us, as tragic as Sebastian's death was and everything we had to go through, I have used a lot of what we saw and what happened, introducing two big clouders to each other.
That was a challenge. I had never done that before myself. 7 and 4. That was tough.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Well, and while you're dealing with the loss of your son-in-law.
Yes, and while we're all grieving. And and Nikki's cats have left home. Sebastian was in the hospital for 26 days. So, the EMS took him away, and Daddy didn't come back. And for a month, people were just popping in and caring for the cats. And, and we all had COVID. I got out of the hospital the day Sebastian went in. And so...
Yeah, movie of the week, I'm telling you.
Yes. Then after he passed away, to move these cats in, and all the instructions we get, start them off in a small, quiet room. Honey, I just gave the guest room to my kid. The 32-year-old was up there.
Yeah, there was no small, short, little, put them together and separate them sessions. No, we had to just do it.
We did it.
That's another thing that you guys are so helpful with, and through your experience and things like that. But like, not everybody has the space, you have to work and figure out how to do it based on these individual cases, their individual homes, their individual personalities as people, and the individual personalities of the kitties, and how to make all of this work within, sometimes a tiny space, sometimes it's a big space, but I think that's, I'm just so grateful.
That's what we share with a lot of people. We're not behaviorists, right? Like, we've learned a lot.
You know a lot about cats, though.
Well, and we're always trying to learn, and we learn from you guys. We learn from Dr. Mercy Koski, Feeling Behavior Solutions. It's such a huge help for us on our journey with Pooh Bear. But we tell so many people, you have to understand that, sure, we can say, well, try these 5 steps to introduce, right? But you really need to, there's such a gift in a feeling behaviorist to take the time to understand the individual dynamics in a home to really help navigate that in a way that is going to be wonderful for your existing cat, for your new cat, for your family members.
Yeah.
You guys really do have.
I have a thankful
that you just said that, Adrienne, because that's part of it. Look, if there was just a prescription that I could give,
there is not a one.
Put it up online and go. Small space, do. I need to know what animals are in your home. I need to know what people are in your home. I need to know what changes have recently happened.
What's changed, right?
What's bugging. Sometimes it's really a case of playing detective,
But do you know the cat's history? Do you not know the cat's history? Where did you get how old were they when they came together? All of that.
How long has this been going on? Does it stop and start? Is this the way it's always been? First question, has your cat been medically checked?
That is the first question.
We'll be on standby, but get the vet check first, because behavior problems can very often cause being outside of the box, but so can a UTI.
Yep.
And if there's a UTI, I can't help you.
Sometimes after the UTI is cleared up, you'll find that peeing outside of the box has become a habit because of the pain and then we can work through that. But you've got to, if there's a medical issue, you've got to discover that first and take care of it.
Yeah.
And sometimes we've noticed sometimes there's it's a bonded issue, right? It's not only is a urinary tract issue, it is caused by a stress in the home.
Yes, that is very true.
So it's really being able to drill down. I love that you guys, let's talk a little, I know we're running out of time, but let's talk a little bit about Cat Behavior Alliance. You guys are the dynamic duo that changes lives there every day. And you guys are doing something extra special to help make this really invaluable resource so much more accessible to us. Tell us a little bit about what's going on.
Which part? Do you want to talk about the 15-minute free, or
what you
the fact that we are
I
nonprofit? So you talk about the 15-minute free, and I'll talk about what happens when you do book us.
We have these two friends who are just genius that had suggested this might be something
I wonder who they were.
Like to try. I don't remember who it was, Jay and Adrienne. So I don't know anyway. And so we decided to give that a shot. And I will tell you, it has been the greatest thing. The first one we did, the sweetest couple said, we didn't know if you could help with our problem.
I remember them.
So,
they're adorable.
And we'd invoiced before our sessions, which we had to do because we had a couple non-payment problems. So we had to do it. So I can understand that. I don't want to put the credit card on the line and then have you tell me you can't do this. Although
let's pay somebody
we're
we don't
better
know
than that. We're better than that. We would have given
right.
your money back. But yeah, exactly. So that was really like, oh, okay, that was a good, someone else said, I just didn't know if I needed 30 minutes, 60 minutes, or 90 minutes. So we gathered the problem together and said, I think we need 60 or 30 or whatever, And then the other
sometimes
thing
it is 30, sometimes it is 60, but the one we had the other day, they definitely needed that hour and a half.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, most often I think we go the middle ground. And then I sit there with here's my handy dandy with each name, and I say, okay, Sue Smith, okay, she's got 2 cats. And so as we're taking this in, I'm intaking this, and I'm already writing down some little thoughts that I've got here. Cat, calm.
We talked about it before the session.
And then Rita and I kind of put our thoughts together, and then we go in with a plan, and we don't have to waste a lot of time getting all the details.
Right.
Some people have been through changes. Like there's one home that they actually, when they wrote it down, they really understood how crazy it was. They're like, they couldn't figure out why there was a problem. It's like they moved 2 times and they split up and they got back together. The kid went to college and we got a dog, and it was like 50 things. And we're like,
well, sometimes in the middle of the session, they'll be like, oh, yeah, we have this other cat, too. And, oh, yeah, I love we didn't know all that.
I love that you guys are offering this free 15-minute consultation, though. So, like, you're able to get, you're able to see, this issue is something that we can help, and we can help it in this amount of time, and we can help it this way. And I love it.
Well, I think it's such a
and for the person on the other end, I get it. I wouldn't want to
I don't know you guys.
Hey, if I had never met you from Adam, it's somebody said those 2 crazy cat ladies said, hey, here's a link, go check out. It's like, but I don't know who they are. I'm not quite sure. Do I want to pay? But being able to meet you guys and just the energy that you give off when when you're speaking with somebody, we knew the moment we met you guys that we could trust you. Right?
And
we just knew
that activated.
And that you're authentic.
And that you actually do give a shit about our cats. I think that's the big thing, that you really are giving people a gift by offering this 15-minute free consult, because it really does remove that roadblock. And I think sometimes the hardest part in a cat's life is the human. Yeah. Right. And so by removing that roadblock for us humans, and really seeing that there is really a lifeline here that can help. Yeah. Like that person said to you, I didn't know if you could actually help with our issue.
And
wow, what hope
I can't tell you what it feels like, and it's happened so often when we get off the phone. I mean, all we've given them is a recipe. They got to start enacting it. But so often they'll say, "I feel better. I feel better. I feel like we have hope. I feel like it's going to be okay." And that's just like.
We used to do these free introduction sessions when we owned Just for Cats pet sitting, right? So it only makes sense that we need to do the same thing in this business, even more so since we never meet them in person.
Yeah, right.
And then if they do book a session, we are now a 501c3. We are working towards building a sanctuary, a forever cat sanctuary for those special needs and senior cats, Plus, we want to create an outreach for people who can't afford spay neuter. They can no longer afford the medication because, you know, COVID has put so many people out of jobs. Some people still out of work. Some people had to get employment that pays substantially less just to keep a roof over. So we want to create that fund too. So your payment, whatever you pay for the session, is tax deductible. It's a donation towards.
You can take it off in your taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's so amazing. That's
What
I mean,
yeah.
what you guys are doing.
We're taking just enough salary to live, and everything else goes to the sanctuary.
Yeah,
I love it. You guys are
You
so
guys have to
amazing.
tell everybody where they can find you. You guys have a podcast. You guys,
link is in the description
social.
here.
But for everyone here, they want to come find you right now. Other than the link in the description, anything you guys want to share?
We love you guys. We love you guys so much.
CatBehaviorAlliance.com is our website. And yeah, you know, the cat community is part of a total circle. You know, there are the people out TNRing to save those babies. That's not my jam. Okay, I'm not out there TNRing. We can't live without.
No, we leave that to the Trap King.
Yes,
Right.
Sterling. I hear you're his girls. This is what I'm told.
We did a show with him. It's coming up next week.
Yes.
Oh,
and then, yes, I can't wait. And then where do these cats go that you pick up that are just strays or whatever? Well, this is the rescues that are saving all of these cats. Now, once the cat, and then God bless our adopters, everybody who follows you and loves you, obviously has a cat, has had a cat, has heart cat. So they're all my hero in the very next step. Now, when the cat has a problem and you need, you know, we've got a vet for medical, we've got behaviorists for behavioral to keep the cats in the home. Otherwise, cats end up back to the shelter and you're back to that.
I can't tell you how many cats were returned when I volunteered at Save a Life. Somebody returned it because the cat's not friendly. I returned it because the cat's too friendly. You returned it because the cat's on the counter. I just don't want the cat. It's just it's ridiculous.
I'm having a baby.
I'm having a baby. Well, I'm talking about the ones that get adopted and returned right now.
Oh, yeah.
If you aren't willing to make that commitment, you've got to accept the cat as the cat is. You know, it's like when you have a baby, are you going to return it because the child doesn't have the personality that you want? No, you make that commitment to a life.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's what's so heartbreaking. A lot of people think they're getting a new area rug and they're like, actually it doesn't fit in here just right. I'm going to take it back. No, it's not.
I decided I wanted a dog instead.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Your dog and cats can live together very happily, by the way.
I have a dog in my house. Yeah. A very small Chihuahua, not real dog, but you know.
What about the guy we just talked to?
The vet says she's a dog.
What about the guy we just talked to? He's got 6 cats and a big dog. And the problem is not between the dog and the cats. It's between two of the cats.
No, it's cats. Laura Lee Medley just said humans fail cats all the time.
It's so true.
Laura Lee is a feline enthusiast here today. I love you, Laura Lee. So true. And she has 19 cats as well.
Love you.
We love you. Another thing, we've seen people hesitate to come to us because they don't want to admit how many cats they have. Those who live in glass litter boxes do not throw stone pellets.
Well, I love the people who have that many who are scared to reach out to somebody. They know they can come to us, and we're not going to judge them with 12 and 17 cats ourselves.
Yeah, I don't know why anybody would judge people anyway. I don't quite understand why. But yeah, we hear that. I mean, we do. Are you guys going to go to CatCon this year? Do you know?
I don't know if we can. I don't know.
We'll see what happens.
When is it?
We'll see.
Afterwards.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
I would love to go, but it's just, you know.
Laura Lee's also got 2 kittens, 21.
I love it. You beat me. My record's 21 for a minute, but mostly I was at 20 for a long time. So you got me beat.
Yeah, and I see Janet has some question about an aggressive and urinating, aggressive cat and one that's urinating outside the box. Janet, take advantage of their 15-minute free consultation. CatBehaviorAlliance.com is in the description. They're offering a free 15-minute consultation. You're going to get both of them telling you exactly the steps that you can take and how they can help you. And it's going to be so worth it, especially if you don't understand why one cat is aggressive and why the other one is urinating outside the box. Because none of us want our houses to smell like cat.
And then if you feel we can help you and you do the 60 or 90-minute session, you get a follow-up session for free.
Yes, the 60 and 90 minute you get a follow-up, which I really love, especially for complicated problems, because we can set some stuff up and say, this is what we're going to do to get the anxiety down. This is what we're going to do to get the energy out. This is what we're going to do.
And we're accessible too.
And
via
then we
email the whole
stop. And
time.
then if you have questions, you can email us. And then in a couple of weeks, let's meet back. Tell me what's going better. Tell me what's going worse. Tell me what we need to tweak. Tell me what a lot of people
Or tell us everything's perfect.
Or tell us everything's wonderful.
that.
Show us pictures. Yes. And, you know, we've discussed with some people clicker training, but, you know, if your cat's peeing all over the house, clicker training is the farthest thing from my mind. Let's look at a basic plan to get some things down.
You got to prep things first.
Yes. And then when we meet back, we can discuss going further and some things that you'd like to make it easier to get your cat in the carrier or whatever you need. So
I love it. I mean, it's just a quality of life thing for the humans and especially for these sweet little beings that share homes with us.
Yeah. So thank you two so much for joining
Linda,
us
Rita,
today.
we love you so much.
Thank you for having us.
We love you so much. Thank you.
Now, if I know how to do that, I'm kind of.
We'll teach you later. We'll teach you later.
Anybody who loves cats, we love. So please, you know,
true that.
Go to our website, read our blog.
Yeah,
you know, book us for free 15
information. They're also going live on their Facebook page. Go follow their Facebook page, Cat Behavior Alliance. They're going live on for Why Does My Cat Wednesday.
That's right.
Finish the question, why does my cat
A,
B, or C, which we get why does my cat bite me? Why does my cat, like, all the time?
Yes. Last one we just did was why does my cat hide? But if you want to write us and ask us specifically, why does my cat something? We'll do a show on that.
We like ideas. Yeah, definitely. And if you do book a session with us, you're probably going to hear at some point about the Two Crazy Cat Ladies, because everything in their store is so much of a better way to handle an issue than anything we've ever seen. And so that's probably one of the products you're going to be suggested. At least one is going to be. So yes. And then we'll find another, like we didn't even have a problem with eyes, but we were talking about Meow Mist, and guys said, he doesn't have runny eyes. I was like, no, Meow Mist, you need to go get some Meow Mist. So yeah.
We tell people to look all over your shop for, you know, holistic remedies for everything from fleas to worms to help healing quicker, temperament, and it's all safe, natural, and we stand behind everything.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, we love you guys so much. See, they're going to sell our product since we suck at it.
Check out the Meow Mist.
Yes, Meow Mist is like, I literally have one everywhere. Like, look what's sitting next to me. It's Meow Mist. Yes.
Went downstairs.
Adrian had to do it yesterday. Madison was in her lap and she was just
giving me
giving biscuits, but right on her like bare arm. And she's like, oh,
Meow Mist.
Like, she couldn't make her stop. She was like, you're so
sweet. Yeah, my Simba likes to do it on my ankle. But that takes the sting out of it too.
It takes the sting and it makes it heal faster. Yeah, this is just for cats, people. They're not, you know, it hasn't been all or whatever, but I'm telling you.
It's for cats and cat injuries from your cat.
Yay, Michelle Goldberg. So she's going to reach out to us.
Yeah, good. Michelle, you're actually just talking to someone in a similar situation. We got you, girl. We got you.
Get to work.
Get to work.
Yeah. Happy Cinco de Meow.
Happy Cinco de Meow.
Happy Cinco de Meow. Thank you so much. Yes, we love you
guys. Thank you for all this amazing, this beautiful work that you do.
Yes.
You are literally changing lives. God bless you guys.
Yes.
Getcha.
We love you.
God bless you guys.
Love you. Bye.
Bye, y'all.